Okay, well, welcome to a new session of DeRote's Living Well Digitally series. These are events for older adults to learn the what and how of technology that can enrich or improve our lives. I'm Lorraine Novak, one of today's moderators. We're so glad that you could join us today. Today's event is Live Smart, learning about smart home technology, and we'll be focusing on the McKechnie Family LIFE Home Research Facility in the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. We are going to introduce you to our panelists in a few minutes, but first I'm going to turn this over to my colleague, Catherine Bravo, who's going to explain today's format. Catherine?
Hi, everyone. My name is Catherine. So today we will be covering some exciting smart home technologies. Some of these are being researched and carried out at the McKechnie Family LIFE Home. And we will see a live demonstration of a telepresence robot. So before each topic, we will start with a quick polling question. And then after covering each topic, we will take a few questions from the chat before moving on to the next topic. So unfortunately, we won't be able to answer every question, but if you do put a question in the chat that is not answered today, you will receive an answer from our panelist when we send a Q&A document after this program. So you'll receive an email from me. And you can also reach out about getting involved in our tech coaching program by contacting me directly. So I'm putting the contact information for this in the chat. That way you can reach out to me if you are interested in tech coaching. You will now hear from my colleague, Lily, about the use of the chat function to ask your questions and the closed captioning function on Zoom.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lily. Welcome. We invite you to use the chat function to share any questions, thoughts, or comments during the program. To send a question, click on the word icon with the word chat below it. It could be on the top or bottom of your screen, depending on your device. Click on chat, type your message, press enter or the return key to send the message to the group. Please try to ask questions that can be applied to the broader group rather than to your specific accounts. And we will review the questions and pose as many as possible. As Catherine mentioned, please be patient and excuse us if there's not enough time to get to all of the questions. We will be sending out a Q&A sheet afterwards. We also invite you to use closed captions during this meeting. To turn on the closed captions, you will click the symbol that has two C's. If you don't see that at the bottom or top of your screen, there's a more button with 3 dots. If you click more, there should be a spot that says show subtitle. If you click show subtitle, the live transcript of the meeting will be showing on your screen. So please send any questions in the chat. And now you will hear from Lorraine to introduce our wonderful panelists.
Thanks, Catherine. Thanks, Lily. So today we're going to be introducing 2 of our panelists who are colleagues with one another. Wendy Rogers is the director of the McKechnie Family LIFE Home and Human Factors and Aging Laboratory. She's been conducting research for 30 years with older adults to improve their quality of life. Joining her is Samuel Olatunji. He is a research fellow also at the McKechnie Family LIFE Home and at the Human Factors and Aging Laboratory. He conducts research in robotics and smart home technology to support older adults. So I'm now going to turn this over to the 2 of them, and we're going to begin with our first polling question.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Wendy Rogers. We're happy to be here with you this morning. Samuel is going to share his slides. Can you see them okay? No.
We have to stop screen share first.
Okay.
All right, I just stopped sharing, so you can go ahead and share.
Great. Excellent. Okay. So what we would like to do is start with a really general overview of what smart home technology is and then provide some examples. And to do that, we're going to start with our very first poll question. So Catherine, if you wouldn't mind sharing the poll question for everyone.
So our first question, which everyone should be able to see on their screen, is, do you have any smart home technologies in your home? You can choose yes, no, or I don't know. So just click on the appropriate circle next to your response on your screen, and we'll be able to see everybody's answers in a few moments. Catherine, we're not seeing the responses on the screen. I'm not sure if you're able, oh, now there they are. Okay, great. So about 43% of people are saying yes, that they do have a smart technology in their home, about 43% saying no, and about 13% saying they aren't sure.
Interesting, very mixed group here, which is great. We're hoping to show you a range of different kinds of smart technologies. And we're going to start by thinking about a particular scenario. When might I want to use smart home technology? So imagine you're getting ready to cook for your friend who's coming to visit. You're not sure what you have on hand. So you ask your refrigerator, what do I have in the fridge? It shows you what you have in your refrigerator. And what you see gives you an idea of something you can make. You ask the refrigerator to show you the recipe for vegetable lasagna. While you're going through the recipe, you give commands to the oven, please preheat. And then you start up the coffee machine by telling the coffee machine to start. While you're waiting for your food to cook, you ask the smart TV to play a show for you. After your cooking is done, you give the commands to turn off the oven. So that's the scenario. And now Samuel is going to show you how that might work here in the McKechnie Family Life Home.
All right, so we're going to have a video demonstration showing that all this that you just saw can happen, and it's really happening here at the McKechnie Family Life Home. So this was a live recording we had just a few weeks back of a friend who came to the life home, and this is what she experienced in the kitchen.
Can you hear the sound? Pause.
Can you hear us?
No, we cannot hear it. Okay. We can't hear the sound.
That was on me. We need to stop sharing and reshare for a moment. Give us a moment. You need to escape out of that.
There might be a checkbox to check that
here, yeah,
says...
so you have to do it when you're
sharing.
Yeah, so now share. There should be an option. At the bottom, share the sound, bottom left, over here, over here. Okay, now you're ready. We each have our own mouse, we're coordinating. All right, we'll try that again.
Oh,
Can you hear us?
it's evening and I'm expecting Samuel at 8 p.m. for dinner. Let me see what I have in the fridge and what can I make. Hey Bixby, what's in my fridge? Hey Bixby, show me the recipe for vegetable lasagna.
Here are some recipes for vegetable lasagna.
Hey Bixby, select the first one.
Here's how to make slow cooker vegetable lasagna.
Hey Bixby, show me the ingredients.
Here are the ingredients you'll need.
Okay, I think I should start preheating my oven. Hey Alexa, preheat the range.
Okay, at what temperature?
425 degrees.
Preheating range to 425 degrees Fahrenheit for convection baking.
That's good. Hey Alexa, microwave the food in the oven for 30 seconds.
Microwaving for 30 seconds.
Hey Alexa, turn on the coffee machine.
Okay.
Hey Alexa, switch to Netflix. Hey Alexa, turn off the coffee machine.
Okay.
All right, so what you just saw right there was a live recording at the living room and kitchen of the McKechnie Family LIFE Home. And all of what you saw controlled are all smart devices, which are part of the smart home technology we have here at the McKechnie Family LIFE Home. You see the smart fridge, which you could control via voice. And that screen you see on the fridge can actually be controlled as a smart tablet. And you could actually have a control of that fridge from anywhere remotely, from your phone or a tablet. Like if you're in a grocery store and you forgot what is in your fridge, you could literally just ask through your phone, what's in my fridge? And it will show you all that you have there. You could ask for different recipes to be prepared. You could ask for the microwave, or even the range to be preheated before you arrive home. So all of that is available through smart technology that we have at the McKechnie Family LIFE Home. You also have the living area where I pointed to a few things. You have the smart TV, which you saw that you could control via voice. You also have the smart door, even though that demonstration wasn't there. But right from your phone or through a voice command, you could literally check the door if it's closed or open, or just put a lock on the door for a certain time. And you also have that small robot you saw there, was a social robot. I remember when she came in really stressed that day, and just sitting there and rubbing the head of that robot just gave her a therapeutic experience. It's a lot more to be experienced at the LIFE Home when you come here. And of course, you saw some smart lighting, which comes on whenever you're around the living area. So these are some of the examples of the smart technology you have here. And I just wanted you to know that even your own home can be made smarter. The heating, the lighting, the visual communication, even the security of the home can be made smarter. You need to have an internet control. You need to have applications that connect all of these devices, which makes it easy to control either from your phone or via voice. And all of this we have at the McKechnie Family LIFE Home, going from human computer interfaces to even telemedicine that we will talk more about as we go on in this session, and other smart home sensors and wearables that just makes it easier to live autonomous life in a smart home. So that's what we have in here, and we're glad you're getting to see demonstrations of that.
Wonderful. So there are a few questions in the chat. That video was really interesting. One of the first questions that I thought was something that was useful is, for example, when the woman was asking the fridge for recipes and they were finding things probably from the internet, is there a way to program and put in your own recipes into the technology on the fridge? Is there like an app that people can go into, that kind of thing?
Absolutely. In fact, it's quite interesting that the fridge automatically takes a record of everything you have in your fridge and can actually search on the internet to see recipes that can work with the ingredients you have in your fridge. So you can actually program the robot to your own specific kind of recipes. I'm from Nigeria, for example, and it'd be nice to have some Nigerian dishes being searched online and just suggested to me along the week. So all of that can be done on the smart fridge.
So you could add in your own recipes.
Exactly.
That's wonderful.
That's wonderful. That's really cool to be able to find your own recipes just by using your voice.
Yes.
I also see a question about what was the device that she was touching over by when she was by the TV. Did it talk about that?
Oh, yeah.
We'll go into it probably too.
Okay, so that's a social robot. It's a tabletop robot that's about the size you see there in real life. And it's supposed to help with social interaction in the home, even though she didn't get to talk to it much. But actually, it can do more than that. It can actually recognize your face. You get into the room, it gives you the feeling of a of interaction by turning to you, interacting with you via voice. And it also has a touch screen by which you could do some other controls, some fun things with it. It could tell you a joke, you could play games on it. So it's a lot more for social interaction. But as I mentioned, she got in there and it was just, it gives a tactile feedback when you touch its head, like purring like a cat, and just makes that interaction so real. So that's an example of a social robot you have there. We have much more in the McKechnie Family Life Home, but I won't go into that right now, not to take much time. Okay.
All right, and then I'll just ask one more question before we move on. Someone's asking about a smart lock on your door. Is that kind of the safety around that? Is it easy for people to hack the technology for that kind of system, or is it more safe than a regular lock?
Good question. So I had in front of me, I didn't have time to demonstrate that, the smart technology app, which you could have, the smart lock app, which you could have on your phone. So you could have total control of that from your phone. You could give even voice control to lock or control the door. But in general, since it's on your phone, the smart technology is included in the smart hub of the home. So you could check from time to time to be sure that it's not hacked. There are usually, I would say, security devices and security apps that are connected with all of these devices so that it's not hacked by an intruder somewhere out there. So usually you have, I would say, applications that are connected with the smart technology you have in the home, which will just prevent intruding or hacking from outsider, usually.
Great. So it sounds like we'll hear maybe a little bit more of this kind of thing later. A reminder to everyone, keep sending in your questions. I see there's already more. We'll get to them the next round. So Samuel, please continue.
Wonderful. Thank you for your engagement and your interesting questions. We'd like to move on to the second poll question, where we're going to give a specific healthcare scenario. So Catherine, if you wouldn't mind launching that. So the question here is, would you like to have a robot in your home that your healthcare provider controls? So think about that. How might a robot in your home be useful, but your healthcare provider is controlling the robot? We'll give you a moment to think, yes, no, or not sure. It's fun to watch the results come in. It's like a race, you know, between the yes, the no, the not sure is winning right now.
That's fun.
Looks like our responses have slowed down, so maybe we can share responses.
Great. And the winner is not sure. So perhaps after we've demonstrated how this might work, that might influence your opinion a little bit. So let us move on to the next scenario. So now I want you to imagine that you are at home recovering from foot surgery. And your surgeon wants to check your progress every day for 2 weeks. She wants to review the wound recovery at the incision site and your range of motion. So she wants to be monitoring you every day. Well, rather than have you have to go to the office every day, she delivers a telehealth robot to your home for the checkup. So imagine you've had foot surgery. You don't want to have to go out and go to the office every day. So she brings a telehealth robot to your home that she will be able to use to do the checkup. And so Samuel is going to show you how that might work.
Okay, so we had a research going where we had a telehealth robots in one of the rooms here at the McKechnie Family Life Home. I'm going to show you a video demonstration of how that was used to check up someone who had, well, a demonstration of a foot surgery and recovering from the surgery. So that's the robot you see here. Can you all see the screen? And that is someone who is supposedly recovering from a foot surgery. So we'll have the robot do a checkup. So this robot, which you see right here, is being controlled.
This next example shows the soft robotic arm camera zooming into a band-aid or wound of a patient that is lying down.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm going to start it again so you can all hear me. Can you all hear? Okay. So that's the robot that is being controlled by a telehealth practitioner, a doctor or a nurse that is remotely located far away from the robot. And what you see here is the tip of the camera, and that's the robot that is checking out the ankle that is healing up at this time. So that was a live demonstration from the bedroom of one of the bedrooms in the McKechnie Family Life Home. And I'll show another demonstration in the living room. That is the robot, and that is the arm of the robot. This tip is the camera of the robot. And the person is now sitting down, and the robot needs to check the person. But because he's sitting on a chair, the robot needs to go around the chair. But it's so designed that the end effector of the robot, which is like the upper end of the robot, is it's made of a soft material that can go around obstacles. So that's what you're going to watch in a minute.
Next, this video demonstrates the flexibility of the soft robotic arm to maneuver around environmental objects, such as bending around a chair.
Okay, so what you just saw right there is a working prototype, and the doctor or the healthcare practitioner is in a remote location and can see through the camera of the robot all that is happening in the room and that incision point that he or she wants to check up. So that's one of the research going on here at the McKechnie Family Life Home, and it's aimed to ensure that we design assistive robots that can be used in telehealth applications like that. And as Wendy said earlier, you want to minimize trips to the doctor's office, and it also provides effective and immediate care without in-person visits. Particularly if you're healing from a wound, you don't have to be commuting back and forth the doctor's place anytime they need to check. So the doctor, as part of your welfare package, drops that robot with you, and they can check you up anytime you want that done. So that's the robot, and that's the camera tip that will give the doctor view of wherever the doctor needs to check. So we have all the research going on at the McKechnie Family Life Home. We have one of the rooms where we have an electric fireplace, where currently we're exploring the potential of using that electric fireplace to see how that affects the overall mood, the mental states of people who are in that room. And that is an ongoing collaboration between an industry and a faculty member at the University of Illinois right here. And we also have another project going on there, which is called the Wayfinding Project It's a project where we're trying to design a robot to assist those with visual impairment. So we're in that process where we're trying to understand the needs of these people and how feedback from those people would inform the design of this robot to ensure that it really meets their need of helping them navigate inside the environment they're in. So this is just a quick view of the McKechnie Family Life Home. This is the research space we have here where home simulation happens, and we're going to show you more of that very soon. We have collaborations between faculty at the university and faculty, in other universities, as well as industry partners. And of course, we also have community outreach going on in this space. So you see most of what we have in here in a minute when we show you more through the telepresence room.
Before we go to questions, I want to just highlight one thing about the telepresence robot. So this is not, the soft robot. This is not a commercially available robot. This is a research prototype. So when you look at this, you might say, wow, that looks rather industrial. I'm not sure I'd want that in my home. And so what we're doing right now is really just testing out with our engineering colleagues the functionality of the robot and working with healthcare providers to interview them about what would they need the robot to do. How precise would the camera need to be? How flexible would the camera need to be? And the physicians we've interacted with are very excited about the potential for using this kind of robot to check up on their patients, a variety of different types of patients, different types of needs. Then we would, once we get the function working, then we would focus on what should it actually look like? What would you want to be in your home for an extended period of time? So focusing more on the function here and not so much on the form factor and the appearance. Now we have time for questions.
Great. There are a bunch of questions, so I'm gonna
that's why we wanted a lot of time.
Going to ask as many as I can. So one of the questions that came kind of before you started presenting this section, but kind of goes generally with everything, is how many years do you think it would take for most of this kind of technology to appear in homes? Maybe starting with just like the kitchen and the voice controlled parts and then moving on to the robots.
Okay, so currently we have a lot of those smart appliances that I showed you in the home environment. We already have them in the market. Like literally you could get a smart fridge like that for between $2,000 and $5,000. Of course, you could have even some more expensive than that, but in general, you could get within that range. You could have a smart TV, a smart microwave, or a smart dishwasher. All of that is in the market right now. And you may just need some technical person to help you connect it all in the home hub such that you can control it from a central device, from a phone, like I showed you just now. But all of that is available in the market. Regarding the risk,
but it is still fairly expensive. So that does limit the accessibility, but some of the devices are less expensive, like the smart lock on the front door. That's a safety feature. That's relatively inexpensive. And you might just have that smart technology. You don't have to have everything. But in the first round of what we've shown you, everything is commercially available. You could buy it today if you wanted to. Now go ahead.
Thank you. I was just also going to add that what you have, for example, as the smart microwave that you saw there is available for almost close to the price of an average microwave. It's just that you now have on that just an inclusion of Wi-Fi connectivity. So they may not even advertise that a smart microwave, but if you have Wi-Fi connected to this device or your washing machine, as an example, you could now have this connected to the smart hub of the home, and then you could control it via voice or through your phone. I would also want to mention that the research robots you saw, as Wendy mentioned, they're not yet on the market, but we're in that process of going through, okay, what are the needs of people? How do we improve on this? And then talk to those that would operate these robots, like doctors, other healthcare practitioners, to see, okay, what are the peculiarities they want on the robot, are the functionalities they want on the robot? And then that over time, over the coming years, now improves what we currently have. We have some telepresence robots on the market, but they can't do as much as we would want them to do right now. And that's the beauty of the McKechnie Family Life Home. You're living in a future environment. So we're thinking of, okay, what will happen in the next 5, 10 years? And then you have some of these robots being, doing some of these things that we're demonstrating right here. So we're literally looking at the future in some of these robots here.
Wow. So I guess what you're saying is a lot of these devices are not very different than the regular non-smart, I guess, devices that we have in our homes, but they kind of just need that Wi-Fi connectivity to make it smart and give it
Smart. Exactly.
Right. Okay. So kind of going along with that, talking more about the robot side of things, are there other types of technology or electrical equipment that people would need in their homes for all of these devices to work, especially the robots, if it's different than just Wi-Fi?
For the robots, I would say that you need a good Wi-Fi connection, but the main hardware you need is the robot itself, of course. And usually you have applications that come with the robot that you can connect with Android devices or whatever application you want to use with it, either on your laptop or on your tablet. Usually there's a connection between the robot and the device you're going to be using to control it. Right now, we have developments in the robot control that connects with your web application. So you literally can open up the control of the robot from a web browser on your phone or on the laptop. So that makes it platform independent, whether you're using a Mac or using just a phone, you can easily control it. But I would say that a lot of these things are still under development, particularly robotic technologies in our homes, telehealth application that robots can perform. All of these things, a lot of these things are still in development. Some of them are in the market right now, but I wouldn't guarantee that they will do a lot of what we showed right now.
But you wouldn't have to add a lot of technology to your home. So as Samuel is saying, is if you have a good Wi-Fi connection and a smartphone, that's all you need. So we don't have to come in and retrofit your home and add a lot of technology infrastructure. That's really a big advancement that we've seen in the last 10 years or so. Yeah.
Great. And so I guess along the lines of the telehealth robot, there's just some questions in general, since I know it's not accessible just yet, but kind of the function of it. It wouldn't be living with a person permanently. It would be a temporary sort of situation. Kind of how would a doctor's appointment work with the robot? Would it be delivered to you and then the doctor controls it? Could you just go over that a little bit?
That's exactly right, the way you've described it. So the way you're thinking about it is if you get released from the hospital, you've had your surgery, the next day, they would deliver the robot to your home. And the robot would be with you for the 6 weeks during your recovery. And it would be part of your insurance and it would be covered. And so when you have the appointment with your healthcare provider, much like on a telehealth visit, you turn on your laptop and turn on the video, you would just enable access for them to use the robot. And then during that visit, they would control the robot and be able to check up on you in your home. After the 6 weeks, you're recovered, we take that robot and we put it to the next patient's home that they need it for the next 6 weeks.
Wow, I understand. Okay, so it's not as much of a social type of robot. It's more functional and just to communicate with doctors and show images of what's going on in your home.
That's right. It's very much a healthcare tool. Now, in the future, I could envision that you have a robot that's in your home all the time and could do multiple things. But right now, we're focused on that robot as a telehealth robot that will have to have certain characteristics to be used in a healthcare context. Other robots we're working with, like Samuel showed you, the Jibo, are more social, and that would live in your home with you all the time. That would be your robot in your home, in your living room.
That's great. I'm seeing some positive comments about the healthcare robot, seeing it's part of the future and it could be really helpful for people who are trying to heal at home. I think we'll do one more question and then we'll go back to the last part of the presentation and kind of relating to to what's going to happen in the next part, where we see a lot more of just the smart home. Are there companies that will come and help people, train people on smart home technology? When they're being installed, how do people learn how to use their technology?
Interesting. So a lot of, I would say, electronic shops out there and those developing these gadgets, usually they have a good support unit that can help with the installation of these technologies. I would say that as an example, if you have a smart fridge and you want it connected with the smart home hub you already have, or you just want to install, you could literally talk to the support personnel at some of these stores and they're happy to. It's usually part of the package where they can come and help you install. And also, if you don't even have that and you have an IT person who is vast with connecting devices to the Wi-Fi technology you have in your home, I think that should also be fine. They should be able to get it all to the hub. What has happened in recent years right now is an expansion in the versatile nature of the connectivity between devices and a smart hub, which is now part of either Google or Amazon products. They have this hub with which they can allow easy connection of appliances. Either you just bought it new, or you have an appliance in the house that has Wi-Fi connectivity and you don't even know how to connect it with it. They now have good support framework. They have good support personnel that you literally can just Google up, ask them for it, and you have someone in a nearby electronic shop that can actually walk into your home and help you connect this. So connecting to it is better right now.
So here's a good example of Samuel the engineer, Wendy not the engineer. So Samuel thinks, oh, it's relatively easy. There's support. I just call, I just connect, I do this. I do not believe I could do all of that. And so it's important to think about that. Yes, there are all the things that Samuel talked about, but a lot of them are not developed for less tech savvy people, for older adults, for people who live alone.
True.
And so for some of our projects, we focus specifically on designing the instructional support materials. So we have one project that's called Digital Assistants in a Box, where we have the Amazon Alexa, we have the smart plugs, we have quick start guides, we've programmed everything for you, we send it to you, you open the box, you literally plug it in and it works. So I think there does need to be more support for people to be able to do that, who may not have that stronger background.
I totally agree with that. Yeah. And I think that should actually, that we should have more of that for the devices we have around. You just talked about the Amazon Alexa, and for all of the other devices we have, I think we would need more of that kind of instructional support tool that just comes as a package with it, which is now currently being developed in several research like what Wendy just talked about.
I think that's really helpful, both of your perspectives, because there's a wide range of people who will be using these technologies or who already are. So I appreciate both of your perspectives, and I think we can go ahead and move on to the next section, and we'll do some more questions at the end.
Great, thank you. Wonderful questions and engagement. So for our third example, we're going to talk about telepresence. And so we'll start with another poll question. And the idea is visiting faraway friends from inside your home. Would you like to be able to use a telepresence technology? And here the options are yes, no, and I don't know what that is. So a telepresence technology that would enable you to visit your friends without leaving your home. We'll give you time to think about that. Here the yeses are winning so far.
Yes.
I love the open-mindedness about this idea. So the vast majority of you like this idea and want to try it. And that's super exciting. And so we're going to show you what that looks like. And the scenario here is to think about your friend is having a birthday party and you're not able to travel because you just had foot surgery. But your friend has a telepresence robot in his own home that's called the Omni that he invites you to use so you can still join the party and participate in that party. So what we're going to do now is Samuel is going to do a live demonstration. He'll first give you an overview of the robot and then he'll show you how it works.
Okay, so we're going to give you a live demonstration, as Wendy said, of a telepresence robot which lives here at the McKechnie Family Life Home, and we're going to take it around the home. But before we do that, I just want to give you an idea of what the robot looks like. So that's what you see right now. And you have a robot which has a screen where the person in the environment of the robot can get to see you. And it has a speaker and a mic, and it's going to move around as you see on the mobile base. So how does this work? You have the robots in the house of your friend who is having the party, and you have internet, by which you, sitting in your living room or in the bedroom, have your laptop on, you can just view what's happening around there and you can communicate with them. So what you have here is the screen that you'll be seeing on through your own laptop or through your own device, a screen through which you would see the environment. So you would see, for example, this is the living room that I took from through the eyes of the robot, if I would call it that. And over here, you see the base of the robot so that you don't run into anything as you begin to control the robot. And then, of course, you see the environment. There's some controls for the mic, for the camera, whatever you want to do just to make it easier. And as I said, you're looking at all of this from your laptop. So, and then, of course, you have other controls down here. So right now, I'm going to be logging into the robots and taking you on a tour of the Life Home. All you need is just a device that can connect to the internet. You don't need to install a special application. You don't need a special Android application. You just need a computer that has access to internet and you can browse on it. So we're going to give you a link like this and you're going to click on the link. So once you click on the link, it takes you into the robot to see what the robot is seeing. So currently, every one of us, so currently, right now, you're more or less inside the robot, seeing through the eyes of the robot. And this is the health technology lab of the McKechnie Family Life Home. And we're going to be starting the tour from here. So I'm going to be taking you live through the McKechnie Family Life Home right now, just controlling from my own computer here. So here we go. Right, so this is me moving the robot around and
using the arrow keys on his keyboard.
Using the arrow keys on my keyboard and just taking a tour of the Life Home. So what you have right here is the health technology lab. As I said, this is a lab that is open to all disciplines who want to come here and just develop different applications, different healthcare applications. That's why you see whiteboards around for brainstorming. We could hold hackathons here. We have a 3D printer. Did I show you that? Okay, so it's just by the right there. You move on to a place that we're now developing to become a VR space, a virtual reality space, actually making it an extended reality space.
I like this one.
Yeah, so what you see here, as I'm entering into the space, you can see at the upper left-hand corner here, the base of the robot. So those are the wheels of the robot, just to ensure that you're not running into anything. For example, as I'm walking through this door, you could see that the robot is going through like the center of the door, so you don't run into the edge of the door. So that gives you a live view of what the environment of the robot. You actually see here a quick view of another robot we have, which is the stretch robot. We can't show you much of the demonstration of that right now because of time. And then, as I mentioned, this room is going to become an extended reality lab, which is going to be, that means this room is going to change soon. And you have here virtual reality devices that we actually tried that yesterday and it worked well. This is also one of our robots called the Missy robot. And this is the robot that we use for a lot of communication and conversations. It's more like a social robot like you saw earlier in the living area. And we have over here the entrance to the home simulation lab. So you can see me watching this space here to ensure that if I have to go through that door, I will not hit the edge of the door. So I move in through the door. And here's our home simulation space. So you have in here the bathroom. The lights are not on, but that's fine. So that was the space you saw in the demonstration. You can see the smart fridge, you can see the microwave, you can see the smart coffee machine, the smart dishwasher here. You can even see Amazon here, Amazon Alexa device that we have. That is the living area. And this is the dining room where you have a smart projector, which is an interactive projector that you can actually turn any surface it projects to into an interactive surface. So it doesn't just become a display, it also is interactive such that you could play a game on it, you could turn it into a piano. Almost every application you could do on your phone, you could like literally just bring it onto the table and you could just tap on the table and it works really well. So that is the living area that we're looking at. That's a smart TV and the social robot you saw the other time by the edge there. And so we're moving on to, yeah, maybe. So Wendy's going to go in there right now and show you how the interactive projector works. So just give us a minute. I'm just going to step back a bit. So you see the interactive projector. It's quite interesting, actually. You get to, yeah, that's Wendy. Hey. All right.
So you're right here
Yes.
with me. Room at.
Yeah, you can talk to us.
Excellent.
Yay.
Hi, welcome to the McKechnie Family Life Home. Come on, Samuel, follow me.
Okay. Coming in. Let us go. So, show us more.
Come on in here and see the room with the fireplace that Samuel was describing earlier. You can poke your head in there and see what that looks like.
Wow, I'm eager. Oh, so this is our fireplace room. And as you can see, I'll just step in there and you can see literally an electric fireplace. Oh.
So we ran into the sofa here.
No, but it's such a light robot that as you see, we can literally just control. So that's the electric fire that you see burning there. It's not light, it's not an actual fire, but it's an electric fire that gives you a feeling of actually the fire burning in the house. So, and just warms up the room, changes the atmosphere of the room, changes the mood of the room. And a lot of research is going on regarding that. So I'm just going to step outside right now as Wendy shows us more of what is happening in that space.
It's also a chance to meet our friend Harshal, who just popped in. So this is Dr. Harshal Mahajan. He's the Assistant Director of Research for the Life Home.
Hello, Harshal. Good to see you. All right. Thank you. Wendy, you want to show us more?
The last room is our other bedroom, where we have some smart technologies in here. We have a smart sensor on the bed. We have smart pillow where you can play podcasts while you're laying in bed.
So I'm gonna just pop in there, see what it looks like. Okay, so that's a smart pillow. That's yeah, you have smart lighting in there as well. It's also sensors on the bed that gets to check your sleeping pattern over time, checking your vital signs as you need it, and recording all of that if you need that record at any point in time. All right, so I'm just gonna step out. Okay, Wendy, you want to show us more?
And this way, this is our going backwards, Samuel. And so he's controlling all of this just using the keys and his mouse on the computer. So this is our observation room. If we want to be able to watch people interacting with technology. It's a one-way mirror, so we can see them, they can't see us.
So this is a one-way mirror, as you see here. You're able to see the live view of the living room, but they can't see you. All right. Okay.
So yeah, we can see Marshall out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to back around the house is just a big circle. All right, we better move on so we can answer any different questions that people have, Samuel. So do you want to stop here and we'll answer questions? I think everybody's seen the main part of the Life Home.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Nice. Thank you. That was fun. All right. So we're looking at other rooms. This I'll just mention quickly is the remote access room, where we get to test, as you see here, just by the corner here, you get to test a lot of remote access applications like telehealth, telenursing tasks, and all of that we get to test from this room while the robot is in a different location. So we're just going to turn down the volume and stop there. Okay. So we're going to stop here. So you can all like ask questions and we respond to the questions as we wrap up this session.
That was super cool. Thank you so much for giving us that tour. There are some questions about the safety with all of these smart technologies. I guess first part of that question is on the privacy side of things. I know people have concerns about the information that, for example, like an Amazon Alexa would record about you. So what kind of privacy caveats, I guess, are there with smart technology or pros?
Okay, so the link through which I logged into this robot is a secure link that comes with the robot. It comes as a package with the robot, so it's monitored by the robot team, those who developed the robot, which is the Omni company, and it's secure. And that's why they call it a secure link. It's available only to you, except to those you share it with. So it's not an application that can easily be hacked. It literally has security protocols attached with that link. And alongside all the appliances that we showed you, it's, as I mentioned, all of them can be controlled from your phone. There are literally antiviral, anti-malware applications that come with these devices that you can monitor from your phone to know if there's anything going on or anything fishy that needs to be checked. You can literally see the status of what is happening for all of these devices from your phone. So all of that is secure. Should we go back to this one? Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing right now.
Sure. The other part of the safety question is about the physical safety with any sort of technology, any emissions or radiation or anything that's been studied about these technologies having an effect on a person after being together for a long time, being in the same space?
Good question. I don't think.
I don't think so. Actually, a lot of these things emit very minimal, radiation. And the truth is that it emits just about the same kind of radiation, which is unharmful, that every other device you have around, like your laptop or every other device that connects to the network, that minimal unharmful amount of radiation. So it's not going to affect anyone in any way. And it's just the basic thing that most of the devices that have connection to Wi-Fi have. So no harmful or any risks about that. There are no risks to having that in the home with you.
Great, that's good to know. I'll ask one more question, and then I think we'll have a few more things from Catherine and Lorraine. But one last question is kind of about how soon can we expect some things like the health technology being available and safe to use in homes for people who are aging right now, or we're all aging, but people who are older adults and want some sort of technology now or soon.
So, you know, also the telepresence robot that we just demonstrated is commercially available as well right now, that anybody can buy that. So a lot of this technology is already available. Some of the work that we're doing on the newer robots that we're designing, it'll just be a couple of years before those will be available either in individual homes or in continuing care retirement communities where maybe it would be more affordable to buy one robot that would serve multiple people. But a lot of these things already are available. And then one of the things we're trying to do in our own research is to figure out how can we use these technologies to support health. So for example, the Misty robot that Samuel showed you, that's already available. And we're doing a study right now where that robot is being used to interact with older adults for just assessing their health on a daily basis. So in the morning, how are you today? How are you feeling? How did you sleep last night? Just getting some general information in a socially interactive way. So we're trying to take the technology that's available and figure out ways to use it to support healthcare.
That's great. So I think what I'm hearing is people can start finding ways to incorporate this in their home now, and more will probably be available as more research is done.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for that amazing presentation and walk through the Life Home. And I think Catherine has a few little announcements, or Lorraine, before we go.
Yes, give me 1 second. I'm going to share a slide about an opportunity that we have.
Yay. So you heard a lot about robots as we were going around the Life Home right now. You saw the telehealth robots, you saw the social robots, you saw another robot right there called Stretch. You probably want to know more about how we can use these robots to support older adults at home. So we have an amazing opportunity happening in the human-robot interaction class. It's a class for undergraduate students and also master's students in community health. And they've been learning a lot about how robots interact with people and can be applied in different kind of environments, and how it's supposed to support different kinds of people, different ages, of different classes, of different abilities. This specific class is for older adults. How can we use these robots to support older adults and meet their needs at home? So I want to hear your perspectives on that and just have an interesting discussion, and would love to invite you to join that. It's going to happen on the 3rd of November between 3 and 4 p.m. in just an hour. Students will be in class and going to be having a really, really interesting discussion. To have that, to participate in that, we wanted you to, remember that you'll be connecting via Zoom, so you don't have to leave your home. You can be in the comfort of your home. We have a little reading assignment for you just to make the conversation more interesting, and fun activity of actually drawing the kind of robots you would like to have in your home. So I think we would like to invite you for that, and we'd love you to join that.
I have a registration link that I'm going to post in the chat. So basically, you'll provide me with your information if you're interested, and I'll give you a call and explain what you need to do in order to participate.
And I just want to thank our facilitators for today. This has been such an amazing opportunity. There's a lot of great work being done at the Life Home, and we're so glad you were able to share it with all of us. For all of the people that are attending today, please know that you'll be getting a feedback survey from Catherine tomorrow. It'll be coming to you via email. If you can please let us know your thoughts on this program and on future programs, that would be terrific. We are also going to be sending in about a week a link to the recording of this video, this session. It will also be posted on our YouTube channel. And any of the questions that were not answered in the chat today, we will be sending you all a Q&A document. It'll be a list of everything that was asked and answered, and also questions that were asked that we did not have time for today. And Wendy and Samuel are generously going to spend some additional time after this session answering those questions in writing, and we'll be sending that document to you along with the link to the video. That'll be in about a week. It will not be with the survey that you'll be receiving tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us for Living Well Digitally, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye, everybody. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much, everyone.